Okay.
Well, thank you, Laura, for being here with me today. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you today,
I
Don?
appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank
I
you.
want to thank Cohats for letting me use this beautiful room. They are very kind to let me use it. And I have Laura from Compass Mortgage. Can you tell me more about yourself?
I have been a loan originator for 5 years. One of the owners, Scott Bowne, is my neighbor.
Oh, he's your
He
neighbor.
is my
I didn't know
neighbor,
that.
yes. And I was going to change careers. I've done several different things, but I was going to go back to writing policies and procedures for small businesses. And he said to me, you know what? You have a great network. You are organized. You have the mind to be a loan originator. You really need to be a loan originator. So I took the class, took the test, and I've been a loan originator for 5 years.
So how long has Compass been around here? Are they
17 years.
they've been in Lakeland for
They
17 years?
they have been uh, May 5th, I believe, will be 18 years. Yes, it's not. There's a large Compass National. This is our Compass is local. We're just a local LLC owned by people that live in Lakeland.
So Scott and with Angie
Scott and Angie,
are
yeah,
the owner. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then Jamie Brown, and then Brad Williams, and they
Okay.
all three of them run the company, and they are all great guys to work for.
Well, I haven't met all of them. I met Scott. He's a
Hmm.
great guy, and Andy, fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic person. And about, like I said, about a year ago, I went to Compass and I got my house refinanced, and it was smooth. It was 100% smooth. I mean, I was very pleased with it.
Well, that's why we have over 600 five-star reviews, because our goal is to always provide white glove service and to make your loan as smooth as possible. We get everything ahead of time, review it all, and make sure that we take care of any of the issues prior to you either purchasing or refinancing. And it works. It really
And
does
doesn't
work.
what's his name, the VA guy?
Oh, yeah,
Because I'm
Neil.
a veteran myself,
Oh, yes,
and my loan
yes.
was a VA loan.
Hmm.
And Neil is over there.
Yeah, Neil is over there, and we also have a Spanish-speaking loan originator. His name is Emmanuel, and so we pretty much can cover just about anything and all of your needs.
Well, I can sit.
So,
I don't even know if I'm one of those, but I could be one of those five-star review people because I remember how much service I was at Megan or
Megan
Megan was
Slater.
my, yeah.
Yeah,
She took care of me, and I walked over to that beautiful house that they have.
it is beautiful. Yeah, we're right downtown, right across from Hollis Gardens, and it just is a great atmosphere, great place for, we hold meetings there. We actually do brunch and learns for realtors now. It's the first Tuesday of the month. And this one coming up in October is all about your video presence. We have a company coming in that's going to show them how to do videos and how it's going to increase their market share also.
So, like a real estate agent.
Yeah, we all of our real estate agent partners, we invite them to the brunch and learns.
Okay.
And our goal is to educate them so that they increase their business. And we are all about making them look good and getting them the business and having a smooth transaction all the way through. We update them weekly through the process to make sure everybody knows what's going on. But our goal is to make them look good and to have as smooth a process as possible. I always say I'm the calm in the storm because that's what you want the money person to be, is to look at it all and make sure that you're not going to have any hiccups along the way.
No, I can
And
tell you.
so,
I know you're calm because we talk all the time, and I see how calm and soothing you make us all feel.
well, I do yoga every day.
Oh, you do?
So
Oh,
I
that's a
do.
secret.
I do.
Ah.
That is one. Since 2020, I have Zoomed with my sister and one of my best friends, and we do a half hour of yoga stretching, and that's how I start my day.
That is
And then
awesome.
I just, I go from there. But as far as the realtors and the brunch and learns, we have the video coming up, but then we also, at the end of the year, have it's a goal setting seminar. It's a 3-hour seminar where we have, his name is Chris Vinson. he comes in and you look at what you did in the past and what you want to do in the future. And it's a whole outline of how you can plan your year to make it successful. And so we offer that to all of our realtor partners also. And this year it's gotten so big that we're going to do it at Catapult.
No kidding.
Yeah, yeah. So
That big old
that's,
room.
yeah, that big old room. And that's December 6th. So that's another thing that we offer our realtors as well. So, and then, we will always go to open houses for our realtors, and whatever they need, we pretty much provide for them.
So whether you're on the buying side, if you're a potential buyer of a new home,
Mhm.
you can be referred to an agent through Compass.
Yep.
And then if you need a loan, you guys can provide the loan.
Right.
You guys do all the paperwork. You guys do it all.
Yep.
Like you said, white glove service.
Right.
So whatever the service needed, if it's got to do with real estate, what about commercial?
So commercial, we don't do commercial, but
Okay.
we do investment homes. You can do investment homes and second homes. We can do that. But as far as commercial, we don't do commercial. But we do what we're doing right now is there's so many people that are renting. And if you look at the rents, I mean, I've got clients that their rents are $2,300
For a normal size home?
for a home, yes. And so our goal, everybody thinks, I want to wait until the rates come down. Well, you can do that, but right now, let's just say it's a $300,000 home and your rate is 7%. Your payment with 3.5% down is going to be about $2,500, and your closing costs are about $17,000.
Is that high? To me, that sounds high.
My first mortgage was 14%. So
you're talking about the 80s, early 80s.
I'm talking about mid 80s, yes.
Okay.
So, so at 7%, your house payment's $2,500, but your rent is $2,300. For $200 more a month, you can be building equity in your house. If you want to wait 2 years when the rates come down, if the rates come down, the house, the way it's going in Lakeland right now, the house is going to be $330,000. Let's say it's at 5.5% that you're going to pay. Your payment will be $2,350. So you're saving $150 a year or a month on it. But in those 2 years, you're really only saving $3,600, and your closing costs have gone up more than that. So really, you're not saving anything. Now is the time to buy because there's not as many people in the market. And then there are seller concessions. You can look at a home. I had a couple that the house was $280 some thousand. They got 6% seller concessions back to pay all their closing costs. So there's things out there that you can do. Incentives, yeah. And so now really is the time to buy. If you're renting and you make, be combined, $5,000, $6,000 a month, those people, I know, but that's really what, what it's going to take. Those people need to call us and have us look to see if they're eligible. We have over 17 different lenders that we can go to for every type of loan. So because every person's situation is different.
That's right.
And so we look at everything, all the way around, and then we advise you on the best way to go. I also personally do reverse mortgage. I'm the only one in our office because I'm the oldest.
Guess
but I did it because I had a lot of friends that were asking about it for their parents or for themselves. And you can always tell when I tell someone I do reverse mortgage and they get that look on their face like, oh, they're bad. And I say, yes, they were bad prior to 2015. You could lose your home just like anybody else. But they came in and put safeguards in. It's now an FHA guaranteed loan, which means you pay 2% up front, just like a normal FHA loan, and then 0.5% a month. But what that does is it guarantees that, let's just say the price of your house is $100,000 and you take your loan up to $100,000, and then for some reason the market drops and it's only worth 75. Prior to 2015, reverse mortgage people had to
They
give
would
that.
call the
They
loan.
called the loan in, and they would have to give the house back or come up with the 25,000. That FHA money, it's an insurance policy that guarantees you don't owe that money. It's a second mortgage.
Like a stopgap.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. So that's one. Another one was if you had two people and one was 62 and the other person was under the age of 62, you could get the loan, but only in the person that was over 62. And if that person left or died, they called the loan in. Well, now the person that isn't 62 can actually stay on the loan. And if the person that was 62 passed, they stay in the house until they pass or leave the house. So there's a lot of, and then they have counseling too. So even before I take your application, I fill out, I show you a comparison of 3 different ways to do a reverse mortgage, and then give you a list about 20 different counselors. And you have to independently call the counselor and make an appointment. And it's usually between $150 and $200 to do it. But in that session, you can have your kids, your accountant, your attorney, anyone that you want to know about this reverse mortgage in there. And they run through every single number with you on that page to make sure that you understand what's going on. And then once you get that certificate, that's when I can actually start your application.
Okay.
And so they're checking that you understand everything, but they're also checking to make sure that you cognitively can understand.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because prior to that,
there were scrupulous people who just would sign it and they'd lose their line.
Yeah. Right. And so, for me, when I'm working with an elderly person, I always ask the questions of, do you have a will? Do you have everything in place that you need in place? And if they don't, I have partners that they go to and get all of that. They can choose to use them or they don't have to, but being of that age, I know how important it is, especially for their kids, to have all of that in place.
Yeah, the people who will end up in there, like their children or the next of kin,
Right.
So education, like everything else in this world,
my goal.
You guys have all the resources to get educated before the loan.
Right.
You understand the loan. You understand that you're going to now get paid and that the house will go to them when it's your time.
Right. So that's the people say, oh, you can lose your house. Well, you can't lose your house. The deed and the title stay in your name. You have less equity in your house. You don't make a payment when you do reverse mortgage. Instead of making a payment, you make a payment with the equity in your house.
Oh.
And so let's say the house is $300,000, valued at $300,000, and your loan is $200,000. When you pass, your kids can either take the home and get a mortgage for $200,000, or they can sell it, pay back the loan, and then keep the profits. Okay. So it's an interesting concept.
Sure.
In some people who want to leave their house to their kids no matter what, this is not the loan for them. But people that, like for me and my husband, so you can do a reverse mortgage on a home that you own already, or what we're going to do is we have our big house, in 5 to 7 years, we're going to sell it and turn around and buy our final retirement home. We can buy that on reverse. So let's say it's $300,000. At our age, we'll probably have to put 2/3 down. So we'll put $200,000, take that $100,000 and put it in the bank or do whatever we want with it at that point. And then we don't have a house payment. The equity that we have in the house makes the house payment. So it's, people my age are at the point where it's like we've given our kids a lot already. And a lot of the kids don't want to worry about the house. So
All kids.
right. So why not? And if you don't have kids, it's like, why are you keeping all that equity in your house when you can take it out and do whatever you want with it? It's a win-win, especially for people that don't have kids and don't have anybody to leave their house to. But
Absolutely.
they've been in their house 20 or 30 years. It's like,
Especially if they got a tight budget, if they're on
oh,
limited income,
right.
it can help them with their routine things of
Especially,
life.
and that's what I'm getting right now. Many people have to have their roofs replaced because of the insurance, and the taxes are going up, and just inflation in general. They don't have enough
It's getting out of
money.
hand.
It is.
The
So
food.
yeah, all of it, all of it. So those are the people, a lot of them that I'm working with right now.
So if there was put in place safety guards 2015
Hmm.
and the house was worth 100, let's say now today it's you got a loan for 100 and then the value goes down to 75. Do they get their amount per month reduced? Do they get in trouble because
So
the equity's gone down?
there's a couple different ways that you can get a reverse. You can, if you already if you're in your home, we run an evaluation and tell you how much money that you can take out of it. And so you can take it as a lump sum. You can take it as monthly payments. However, you can do a variety of things. But the other safeguard they put in too, prior to 2015, people would take the entire lump sum and blow it.
That's the
So,
American way.
right. So now you can only take whatever it is, the value, you can only take 10%. Let's say it's 60,000, you can take 30,000 the first year, and then you have to wait and take 30,000 the second year.
So they're putting in safety precautions so you don't blow it all at one,
Right,
and
right.
then you're stuck.
Yeah, I just talked to a couple that their 1 year was September 15th, and she's like, I can't believe it's been a year. It's been so awesome. She's like, we just got papers in the mail that say we're entitled to this much more money. And I said, yes, you can use it now. It's a line of credit. So you can use it now, you can use it in 10 years. It doesn't matter. It will stay there as a line of credit to use when you
That's
need to use
convenient.
it.
That's
It really
convenient.
is. Yeah, they used the first portion they had to rescreen their cage, and they put a new roof on. So yeah,
fantastic.
it is, and I have a website. It's Reverse Mortgage Lakeland.
ReverseMortgageLakeland.com.
Yeah, .com. So you can go to it and it answers. I did it real simply so that people, it's like a question and then an answer so that you can understand, really what it's
Absolutely.
about.
Especially as you get older, it takes you a little bit quicker, a little bit more time to process and understand.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
in that phase now.
Well, I have booklets too. I actually do a little trifold that when someone says they want a reverse mortgage, I either send them to my website if they're, able to. The people in their 70s and 80s don't really care for that. So I also do everything on paper and either take it to their house or mail it to them.
So you'll come to them.
Of course, or they can come to me. Some of the big national companies, they see them on TV and make the phone call, and then they take their social security number and get them into their system. But then those companies want them to upload all of these documents. An 80-year-old isn't 95% of 80-year-olds aren't going to know how to do it. I carry a scanner with me. I'll come to your house, scan everything, and then everything stays at your house. Or you can come to Compass and we scan everything and give it back to you. So,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, when I interview someone, I ask them, how do you want to be communicated? The best time of day to be communicated? All of that so that I can provide them with the best service possible.
That reminds me, Compass does stuff for our community as well.
Yes.
I see them doing all this, I don't know what you call it. I guess it's volunteering your time.
We do.
With different things. Because it's always the whole team. It seems like it's always the whole team that's
It
helping the
is.
community over at
Right.
Compass.
Angie is our marketing specialist. She looks at the community calendar 2 and 3 months in advance, and then we all sign up so that we can volunteer in the community, because really giving back and living in the community and having a loan originator that is in the community, works with the community. If you go to a bank, it's 8 to 5. And nothing on the weekends. When you come to Compass, 24/7. If I'm awake, I will answer my phone. But yeah, we are available
It's nice
when you
to
need.
get back to personal service.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, my dad would go down to the bank and talk to the guy,
Right.
his banker. And nowadays it's all like cookie cut, upload your image, go to the internet, do this. There's no personal service at all.
Yeah.
So it's nice to get back to that personal service. Hey, and they become your friends.
Right.
You become a
Right.
friend. It's people that it's
No
really
doubt.
neat.
Yeah.
And then you find out that they're actually helping the community as well.
Mm-hmm.
All positive.
Yeah.
All positive.
So helping the community, the other things that I do, we'll just go right into
Sure.
that. So I work with Young Life, which is it's a worldwide organization that brings God into teenagers' lives.
Okay.
And so we actually, because I have 4 children, I'm with a group of moms that mentor teen moms.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and so that is very rewarding. We meet with them twice a month and just kind of go over life skills.
Answer questions,
Help them however we can. We have connections in the community to get them diapers, formula. We usually bring a financial advisor in to help them
These
understand.
are things that basically they didn't plan for this to happen.
Yeah.
And now they've got these challenges, and you guys can be a resource of information, resource of
Right.
all different kinds.
Right.
And it's been around how long?
That I don't know.
But it's worldwide?
It's worldwide, and many of the young people. And, well, Patsy Rogers was the district manager for Young Life, 15 years ago.
Wow. See, I'm just learning all these
right.
things.
And Alex Delfino went through the program.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so many people, when I say, Young Life, they're like, oh, yeah, because they do Monday nights, they do like a fun club, and kids go. And that's just, we do that, but there's volunteers, college and high school kids that volunteer all throughout the community. And on Monday nights, kids come in and they do the same thing. We do the teen moms, but kids can go to any of the clubs and just go and have fun. And then they go into the schools and have lunch with them and talk,
Where's
help
this
them and
at?
talk. It's all through Polk County.
Is there like a chapter building or?
There's,
location?
actually, Cohatch
Cohatch.
is where the chapter office is.
Well, I'll be down. Young Life. Is that
Young Life? Yeah.
Young Life?
Young Life.
Here in Lakeland, just look for the chapter.
Yeah,
if you
Young
know
Life,
someone.
Polk County.
Okay, so if you find that someone has been caught up in a challenge,
any situation,
Young Life. I didn't even heard of the organization, let alone know it's here.
Right. But it is.
And you volunteer your time.
I do.
To do that, to help.
I do. Yes.
That's awesome. Giving back.
We do.
Because everything you give, you're going to get back.
Well, that's not why I do it, but I've always had that giving heart, and it's really all just about helping people. I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years, but I always volunteered. No matter, we didn't have a lot of money, so I had time. So that's what I did, is I've always volunteered my time.
Yeah, my mom, she did that as well. When we were younger, she'd volunteer. They had brownies. They had Meals on Wheels.
I did.
My mom did all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a Cub Scout leader.
Yeah, I was a Cub.
We were in New York.
I was a little cubby growing up them years.
Yeah. I've done a little bit of everything. I've taught religion. There's just a whole lot.
And I know you're part of CORE, right?
I am.
You're a founding member, aren't you?
I am a founding member.
Tell me a little bit more about CORE.
So, there were some of us that belonged to different networking groups. Networking groups and organizations for professional people, but none of them could give us exactly what we wanted. And so the younger people came to me and said, "Would you like to do this?" And I'm like, "Really? Me?" I'm like, "Of course
We
I
like wisdom.
would.
Wisdom's
Yes."
there.
And so we started talking about what we really wanted. And we wanted a networking group that was, community and, but organized and, but also gave referrals, and we had education at the same time. And so we started with a 4 or 5 of us, and then we invited different people into it, and basically we were at the right place at the right time, and core was developed, and we now have 3 chapters, and it's 1 seat per profession, 40 people per chapter. And I don't know how you feel about it, but to me it's like another family. And also, when I know that I'm referring someone, I have already had a one-on-one to them, and I see into their heart, and I know that they are a good person and that they're going to treat whoever I refer to them the same way. And we've generated ridiculous amounts of business between the 3 chapters.
All right.
And
Well, speaking for my experience with the core, I see it as like my foundation of my networking, period.
no doubt.
Everything starts at core. We go to core, and it's such a positive environment. Everybody helps everybody.
Yeah.
And so that is the core. Everything goes from there. I meet this person, I meet that person. And I happen to be part of the Tuesday group. They
Yeah.
got Tuesday and Wednesday in Lakeland.
And
then
Wednesday in Winter Haven.
And Wednesday in Winter Haven.
Mhm.
Very positive environment. Everybody helps everybody. I haven't thought of anything bad about it.
There isn't. There really isn't.
I look forward to it.
I do too. It is a commitment, and that was one of the things is if you're going to do it, it's a weekly commitment, and it's from 8 to 9:30 every, Tuesday or Wednesday. But what you get out of it is, like you said, I've had business, you've increased your network. We all have increased our network. We've all improved in our education. We've all learned to do our 30-second pitch and the 10-minute presentations that you give. You can take that anywhere now and present to any group that you want to present to.
Not to mention the fact that the benefits of knowing someone. When I had something wrong with my drain, I already knew. I didn't have to do research. I didn't go to Google. I knew to call Abdul over before you dig.
Exactly.
He came right over. So having this network of people who provide the services they provide, it's already right there. It's a no-brainer.
Right. And you can go to the website. I think it's
corelakeland.com,
and you can see the entire directory. So, but it's also the first time that I've worked with 3 other women that are, I want to say, above me. They always say if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to get into a different room. So I got into a different room, and these 3 women, it's Lacey Gardner, Brandy Morris, and Stephanie Haskins. They are all fabulous business women, and it's the first time I haven't really had to create anything. What I really do is I'm HR, and so I resolve any issues that need to be resolved, and then I write a lot of our policies and procedures. And Lacey is the brains. She's got, I'm sorry, I did not shut that off. Lacey has everything in her head and the foundation, so she does that. Brandy is the workings of everything. She does 90% of
She's
the
Facebook.
Workhorse. She really is the workhorse. And then Stephanie does the all the
marketing
and the website. And so between the 4 of us, we all even each other out, and it's just been great
it works
team.
Well.
Thank you.
Really, and I'm sure it's going to continue to grow.
Yes.
How full is the Winter Haven Wednesday group?
They're at least 20, and we've only been since May, and so we're working to grow them. And
so it's 1 seat per
profession,
and it maxes out at 40.
Yep.
And
there's no No dues. The only dues are the room fees, because we do have to pay for where we meet, and we do have to pay for the website, for development and things like that. But other than that, there's some organizations that charge $1,200 a year, and we didn't want any of that. And then there's other organizations that there's so many regulations that we couldn't do what we wanted to do. And so we thought, all right, let's just take the best
Let's
of
do it our way.
everything. And yeah, and so that's kind of what we've done. And it's just been a wonderful ride so
It
far.
is, and
Thank you.
absolutely love it. It's like I said, it's my foundation of my network here in Lakeland.
That's great. Yeah, me too. I mean, I've made so many great friends, and it really has been.
Well, what's really close to your heart besides that?
Well, I work with Options for Women also, who is Marilyn Paul. They're going to have their big fundraiser coming up. They provide all types of services for women, for pregnancy, but also for women that don't have any money. You can go in and have tests done, and it won't cost you anything. And they are supported by many of the churches in this community. And I'm not exactly sure the day of the fundraiser. I want to say it's the 28th, but I know that's not the date. But if you look up Options for Women, and we've had many of our girls go to Options for Women to find out that they were pregnant and to understand what their options were too. So that's another
That's
organization that I
wonderful.
love. And then, we talked about the golf outing that me and my
Yeah,
husband
what is,
do every year.
elaborate a little bit.
So I've known my husband since I was 12 years old, and we lived in Detroit. And we moved from the east side of Detroit to the west side of Detroit on a little par 3 golf course. And so to get our friends to come over, we had a party and we golfed 9 holes. And so that turned into the Gaida Golf Open, and that started in 1984.
1980. Man,
1984.
I was a sophomore in high school.
So we did Detroit for 2 years, then we were in Cadillac, Michigan for 10. We moved to a little town in New York called Otisville for 3. We had them there, and then from there we moved back to Detroit and then Chicago. We were in Chicago for 10 years. We've been in Lakeland 12 years, and this February will be our 40th annual Gaida Golf
40th.
Open.
How do you spell Gaida?
Gaida.
Okay.
And it's basically just a gathering of our friends to stay together and to stay connected. We don't do any fundraising. Every 5 years we do shirts that have the Gaida Golf Open on it, and then every year we do golf tees, 1,000 golf tees, with a different slogan every year. And my husband comes up with the slogans. And so this coming year is our 40th annual. And our kids, we have 4 kids in their late 20s and early 30s that want to come and visit. And we're like, well, come and visit, another time. And they're like, no, we want to come and party with
We
your
don't want to plan it
friends.
during the same
Right,
period.
right. So, it's like
And you said that's what, in February?
it's usually President's Day weekend, which is President's Day is the 19th, so it's the weekend
okay.
before. Yeah, but there's no better compliment for us than when your kids want to come back and hang out with you. So we have enjoyed it for 40 years, and hopefully
Do you
another
cook?
40.
Do you cater?
Oh, we cook everything. We cook from start to finish. Friday nights we do Seafood Friday, so everybody brings something to cook on the grill. And then my husband makes homemade carrot cake and homemade rum cake for those days. And then Saturday we do Bloody Marys in the morning, and we cook breakfast, and then we just do 9 holes, and then everybody comes back and we do chicken and burgers, and we cook it all. And then we play bocce, whatever games anybody wants
So
to
it's like
play
a
or
really
visit.
nice long weekend, like Thursday
It
to
is Thursday. The golfers come in Wednesday night and they golf Thursday, Friday, and then a little bit on Saturday. And then, yeah, it's really just about, having
I
fun
think
with
that's the
our
first time
friends
I've
and
ever heard
family.
anything like that.
Oh,
I've never
well,
heard anything like that. Every time every 10 years we have a family reunion and see people we
hmm
haven't seen in 10 years, but to go on every year,
yes.
that's unique.
Yeah, and there's a core group of like 7 of us that have been to almost everyone. My husband pretty much has been to everyone. I had a sister that was sick that I had to go and take care of one year. But other than that, we pretty much, there's a group of us in it, and we don't do it alone. All of our friends come in and help. So there's someone that takes over the kitchen. There's someone that, is out setting up all the games and all of that kind of stuff. So everybody contributes and helps because that's the kind of
Have you
friends
taken
that we have.
pictures and
Oh, we
video
have,
over the years?
oh yeah, every year we take it's called GGO. It's like our friends and family holiday. They all know about it. It's just GGO. And we have pictures every year. And this year we'll put a full slideshow together of the past 40
40
years.
years.
Yeah, and
Wow.
my husband has the
The
statistics.
emotions are going to come
Oh
out.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
it's
The
really
tears,
a
the
little bit.
remembering.
Yeah, it's just fun.
That
So
is, that's
that's kind
fantastic.
of who
So
I
you're
am.
originally from Detroit?
We're from Detroit. Yeah, St. Clair Shores.
And how
And
did you go from Chicago to Lakeland? That's a
well,
dart throw or something. What the heck?
so my husband's in manufacturing, and in 2008 and 2009 we kind of saw the writing on the wall that they were going to shut down his facility, and in January of 2009 they actually did. But we had prepared our kids. My husband's been in corporate all of his career, so you can kind of see the signs coming. And so we told the kids that we're going to stop spending because we can see that there's a chance that dad may not have a job in the next 5 to 6 months. So they totally understand that. And so we go from, unless it's absolutely necessary, you don't ask for it. And so we did that September, October, November, December, and we're like, okay, we're good. Well, first part of January he was let go. So he actually was out of work for 2 solid years. So I went back to work full time, and then he took over the entire house. And we had
You were
teenagers.
still in
Oh, we
Chicago?
were in Chicago. Yeah, he took over the entire house, everything, and it was the first time in our marriage that I ever came home to a home cooked meal, and I'm like, wow, this is really kind of nice. And he would pack my breakfast, pack my lunch, did all the laundry, taught the kids how to drive. And so that was right when all of the cooking shows started. So we would watch the cooking shows, me and my kids, and then we would tape them, and show him what we wanted him to cook for us. So that's where the
honey-do
homemade,
list before you go to work.
right. So that's where the homemade carrot cake came from.
Okay.
And so then he was looking and came across this job in Lakeland, and the recruiter emailed him and said, I think you might be a little overqualified, but are you the Blair Gaida from St. Clair Shores, Michigan? And my husband's like, who is this person? So he's digging, couldn't figure out who he was until he talked to him on the phone. He has a very distinct voice. He was our 7th grade gym teacher. That was the recruiter. And so Blair's like, how did you go from teacher to recruiter? He's like, I was teaching while I was getting my master's. Then I started my own company. So we ended up he worked for a company in Lakeland or in Winter Haven for 10 years. And now he runs a distribution center for contractors that have insulation. He's
Wow.
with one of his good friends.
The
So
chances of that happening,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
incredible.
So we're, people tell me how you doing, and I say I'm living my best life.
There you go.
Between core and my husband, our home life, my family, it really Lakeland has been very
You
good
got
to
that
us.
right. I freaking
Yeah.
love Lakeland. You know, that little coincidence of it being the gym teacher reminds me of something. One time, I wanted to go to this concert at the St. Pete Stadium, the Tropicana.
Mm-hmm.
It was a feel-good concert where these speakers come up, Paul Harvey, all these real
Wow.
positive people. And I had gotten in my car, drove halfway over there, and my wife called me and said, "You got my car keys." I had to turn around and drive all the way back, give her her car keys so she could go to work, and then I had to turn around and go all the way back to Tropicana Field, right? I got to Tropicana Field. First thing I had to do was go to the bathroom. I went into the bathroom, and easy way of saying this is the guy next to me in the stall was my recruiter, my Army recruiter from Hamilton, Ohio.
Wow.
He was in his uniform. I was like, so I'm from Hamilton, Ohio. I did all of that in that day. And my Hamilton, he goes, "Burns?" I said, "Sergeant Jenkins, is that you?"
Oh
So
my
the chances of that
gosh.
happening on that day was just so incredible. You never know what's
You
going to
never
happen.
know. You never know. Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. Is there anything else
I
we can let
think
the
we're
world know how
good.
good you are for the community?
I think we're good. Yes.
You send
I'm
everybody to
really,
Compass
I
for
do.
you?
Yes. Yeah, please. Please come to Compass. And if you're renting and you make a decent amount of money and your credit is good, let's just at least see where you fall and come up with a game plan. And that's kind of how, a lot of the young people, we do a lot of education for them to get them to understand why it's so important, what your debt to income ratio means, and why you shouldn't take those credit cards all the way up to their limits. And yeah,
Yeah, like I got a son that's 22,
mhm,
daughter who's 18. They have no idea about money. I'm starting to teach them a little bit here, a little bit there,
yeah,
but there's
right.
professionals out there that can lead
No
you the right
doubt,
way.
no doubt. And Carrie Pate, too, is another one that I bring all my young people to. She's another core member. She does financial advising, and she gets them on track and gets them where they need to be. And hopefully, in the next 2 to 3 years, they'll be able to buy a house.
That is fantastic.
Yeah,
Lakeland is just fantastic. It's full of resources and honesty and sincerity and caring and giving back.
no
I
doubt.
love Lakeland.
I do too. I do too.
Well, thank
Thank
you,
you
Laura.
so
Thank you so
much. I
much for your time.
appreciate
God
it.
bless you. God
You
bless you.
too. You
Thank you.
too.